Hello, fight fans. This is the Real MMA Bros coming at you live from Yuma, Arizona. I got Chris McNeil right here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there. So we got a lot of MMA news, a lot. So we're gonna start with UFC recap. We got UFC Fight Night. Uriah Hall Strickland. How'd you like the card?
I know we did the companion, did it live.
We did.
But time passed. Now we had a lot of time to think over some things and get a lot of reactions and stuff. We're gonna go over that since we had time to let it process.
Yeah, it was a pretty good card. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, at first I didn't really expect much, but the fight was actually good.
Yep.
You know, three finishes and 2 decisions.
Yep. So let's start it. Brian Barberena versus Jason Witt. That was a great fight, man. Brian Barberena's tough. You got Jason Witt by majority decision. How'd you like the fight?
It was good. Barberena came to throw down. Jason Witt, he utilized his wrestling to establish dominance and win the decision.
Yep. It was Barberena's tough. He's a tough SOB. It's almost like a what's his name? The Damage, where you're like people get tired punching him. You know the whole Homer Simpson technique. Get them tired, and then second, third round, bam, come back. And Barberena tried to do that, but Jason Witt, he's tough. He was tough too. His wrestling was on point. So
yes, if Jason Witt didn't utilize his wrestling, he would have lost because Barberena was getting into his groove on the feet.
Yep.
And Witt needed to establish a position, and he utilized his wrestling, and that was ultimately got him the decision.
Yeah, it was a great fight. Next, we got Colin Aglin versus Amel Shekugiyogobaba, whatever his name is. He won. It was round 2 TKO, round 2 TKO. I thought that was an exciting fight. It was fun. I don't know any of the 2 guys that fought. They were both young. But, I mean, it was a good fight.
No names.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one has an interesting name.
Yes.
We'll just call him Mel. Mel did really well. So. But yeah, how'd you like that fight?
Well, Colin had a lot of hype coming in.
He's tall. He was big.
Young fighter.
Yeah.
I think Dana White was looking forward to this fight. He mentioned about Colin, his look and everything. But Colin didn't know how to get it out the mud. Once it got dirty, that is when he got finished.
Yeah, you got to keep it dirty and you got to keep it clean when it needs to be clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dirty and clean.
Yeah, I like to be dirty every now and again, but I like to be clean a majority of the time.
It's much more fun to be dirty.
Yeah, you smell way better when you're clean now.
Yeah, that's facts.
So, and you got Nicholas Stoltz versus Jaron Gooden. Gooden with the KO TKO round 1. How do you feel about that fight?
Power.
That was
power.
Dude.
That knockout.
Gooden, he's a powerhouse. Gooden. Jeez. He walked in there looking like, dude, we kind of look alike. Me and Gooden, actually. We're both freaking ripped, bald. Like, I get the stash, though.
As you see, a comedian. He's a comedian. He's working on it.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I like my stand-up.
It sucked.
Yeah.
But what is?
I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. And then you got Cheyenne Buys versus Gloria DePaula. That was a great fight. That was amazing. Got head kick knockout, freaking round 1. How'd you feel about that?
Head kick knockout was awesome.
It was good. Like, she was legit. It was a good back and forth, too, for a little while. Like, they were going at it.
What was the most telling part about that fight was the post-interview when she talked about how broke she is.
Yep, good point, brother.
As a fighter, UFC fighter, coming out saying she pretty much got negative in her bank account and how she dedicated her life to this job and she broke for it.
Yep.
You're at the top of the top UFC. It's like the NBA. An NBA guy coming out saying they broke. Most of the time, NBA guys go broke well afterwards.
That's a good point, man.
Well, after she said she needed this, and luckily she got the bonus. She got a $50,000 bonus. But
what if she wouldn't? That's a big thing, dude.
That's a big thing.
I think this is the Paul brothers. We got to talk about this is a Paul brother podcast. I feel like so we got to. But the Paul brothers are bringing it to life. You said that last time, dude. The Paul brothers are the biggest staunch advocates for fighter pay.
Yes.
Like they're actually like trying to be like, dude, this girl is literally like broke and she's in the UFC. How does that even happen?
Yes. The top organization in that business.
No other league can say that. No other league, like their bottom tier people are still getting paid, if not hundreds of thousands, millions. Like
So so luckily she got it, but that was a tell. But as far as the fight goes, phenomenal head kick knockout.
It was great.
Oh, it was great.
It was close. I'll give you that. So rewatching it, it was close. She was just getting up. That's a rule. We got to talk about that rule.
Yes.
How do you feel about that rule? That 3 pointers to contact.
Get
rid of it, dude.
See, it's rough because in the heat of the battle, when you see someone getting up like that, you're thinking illegal or non-illegal.
Well, that's the thing.
And you got to time it perfectly.
It only helps the defense. You notice how many times there's no one that is 3 points of contact. They're doing that so they don't get head kick knocked. They know consciously, hey, if I stay like this, I'm not going to get a head kick knockout. They can't hit me in the head. I don't like that. It's like a handicap almost.
It is. It can be used as a strategy for defense. You're right.
Yeah.
You can just stay down there and be safe.
And also, I see it all the time. They're up against the cage, or they have a knee down. They'll stay there. Yeah. They won't get up because
they will literally stay there. Luckily, she timed it perfectly as the woman was getting up.
Yeah.
My first thought on it was it illegal or was it not? Because in the heat of the moment, but after replay,
it was legal.
After replay, it was legal.
Yeah, that's another thing. What about soccer kicks? How do you feel about
soccer kicks?
Kicking someone in the head.
Hey, that's a touchy old subject. School pride rules /
I know,
rules,
dude.
/ 1LC
in
rules and stuff like that.
That is pride rules.
And 1LC rules too.
Yeah. Currently.
Yeah, currently. I'm thinking, well, these guys do get punched and kicked. It should be legal, I would say.
I say it should be legal. I feel like we're at a place. I understand why they didn't. It's a barbaric. Kicking someone in the head while they're down is kind of barbaric. It is true, but it's the same thing as remember John Jones and Matt Hamill and the 12-6 elbows. Why is that freaking illegal? That doesn't make any sense.
I do not get that part. I can understand why the side kick could be illegal because you kicking someone with their head down on the mat and there's no
protection.
No protection. It's mat head, but it's a combat sport. I can see why it could be legal also.
I just think it should be legal because we want MMA specifically, and even in the UFC, you want it to be as closely resembling a real fight. A real fight. If Nate Diaz was in this fight, he would win every fight because he could just kick everyone in the head. And it'll be unlimited.
Whenever he do kick. Yeah. And see, I think one of the reasons why it's illegal in America is you have a random person who don't even watch MMA turn on the TV.
Correct.
And they see someone getting kicked in the head and there's
blood coming everywhere.
And it gives a bad taste. I can see why that, but I can also understand why it should be legal too.
Yeah, that's
so
a
debate. I can understand both.
I give, you know what? I give it. They should make it legal. I think they should. We're trying to make MMA the realest, as real as it gets. We'll make it as real as it gets. That's it. We're big boys and girls.
Because if I was in a fight and the opportunity came for me to
kick him in the head,
someone in the street,
poke him in the eyes,
I would soccer kick him
in the balls.
I will pull a twist ball. I would stomp on head,
bite him.
I would poke out anything. I would do anything to win that fight.
Yeah, and that's it. Kill or be killed. And now we got the top. We got Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland with the boring decision. Yes. It wasn't boring. It was what it was. Unanimous decision. How you feel about it, Chris?
Okay, you can tell Strickland was comfortable with fighting Uriah Hall before because he came into that fight with a calmness about it.
Tough SOB,
and standing straight up. So he had no fear of takedowns. He had no fear of leg kicks. He was very comfortable.
Did he throw any leg? He didn't even throw any kicks.
He threw maybe a couple.
Yeah, it was basically boxing.
And Uriah Hall matched him with those. He returned those kicks, but it was no leg kicks. It was just a boxing fight. And the way Strickland was so calm about it, you can tell he had experience sparring him because he was so relaxed and he didn't exert that much energy until he's getting connected. But he didn't exert that much energy.
No.
So his boxing was crisp. Uriah Hall did not know how to fight in close range.
Yep.
So boxing range was an issue for Uriah. Toward the end, he started trying to move a little bit, show a little more mobility, but it was too little, too late.
Too little, too late. How do you feel about Uriah Hall's future? Where do you see him? What does he do next?
Time after time again, when he fights, you can tell that mentally he wasn't in. It's a mental thing because with Strickland standing straight up like that and Uriah Hall with the physical gifts that he has, he should have exploited. He should have been more mobile. He should have been more dynamic, but he wasn't.
Yep.
Why?
I just think it came down to toughness. I think Strickland was the tougher fighter that night. They didn't really. There wasn't a lot of. Of course, there's always technique in UFC fights. I mean, technique always usually trumps toughness, but Sean Strickland just dominant. He just was tougher and bigger and stronger.
Yeah, and he had better close range boxing. He was more active.
Way better.
Uriah Hall wasn't active. He was just he threw very next to no combos.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Strickland's he's gonna be knocked out if he fights like that at the top tier. Like he was straight up, his chin right out there. You got someone like Israel Adesanya or like one of the top tier, dude. That chin is just target practice. They're just like pop pop, like
knocked out or thrown on his head. Yeah, he would be easy to take down.
Yeah, easy to take down. He was straight up, but good for him. So let's piggyback off of that. Strickland, he has a fight he wants, or I should say Dana White. We have Luke Rockhold, Sean Strickland. Someone wants the fight. Someone doesn't want the fight.
Yes. Yes, Dana White, during one of his interviews, announced a potential fight for Luke Rockhold being Sean Strickland.
How do you feel about that?
Luke Rockhold wasn't a fan of that choice. He said that was idiot matchmaking. Fighting.
You hear that, everyone? Correction. Hey, Luke Rockhold called Dana White an idiot.
Stupid matchmaking to fight the idiot Sean Strickland as well.
Oh, I guess he called Sean Strickland an idiot.
But it was stupid matchmaking.
So Rockhold has 2 defeats. His last 2 losses, both knockouts. Barring they are against really legit Yoel Romero and
Jan Blachowicz, champion.
So he doesn't really have a lot of room to talk, dude. I'm sorry. You got 2 losses in a row. Get someone and win. Then you can start talking. Like,
yes. Only thing he's going off of is his name and his history.
Good looks.
If I was him, I would take the Strickland fight, especially Strickland fighting that way, and knock out Strickland. And then once he builds the leverage and the momentum, then he can talk.
Yep, I totally agree, dude. I think Strickland now sees like, hey, I got a good win over Uriah Hall, who's a tough guy. Mm-hmm. I can take Luke Rockhold's name, bounce off of that, and maybe even 1, 2, maybe 3. I would say 3 more fights, be a title contender. So. Yeah. But good for Strickland. I don't think Rockhold, I'm sorry, he doesn't have the room to talk. He really doesn't, in my humble opinion. But
the only reason why he has a little room because he has a name.
Yeah. He has a name. But you have 2 losses, dude. I'm sorry. Like you can have everyone. It's the only other person. Like Conor McGregor has how many losses in a row, and he's still calling his fights. But that's years and years of name recognition being at the top. So Luke's been out for a while. So
we are talking about an organization that just had a guy that failed a steroid test, main event a card, and potentially fight for a championship fight.
Correctamundo.
So,
name is important.
He failed off of steroid, like off of a PED, and he admitted to it. So
and he just won, and now he's right back in the title cup.
And let's be honest too. It's name matters because name means money.
Yep. Names put the butts in the seats.
Strickland should fight this card, and I think Luke Rockhold should fight Strickland. It's an easy fight. Tune-up fight to get him ready. Yeah,
I think it's just like we talked about. Luke Rockhold is one of the top tier. You can say what you want about Luke Rockhold, but if he finds that chin, dude, and also Luke Rockhold has a super underestimated ground game. Super underestimated. You see that reverse triangle he got on was it Tim Bosch or it was something like that.
That my next point would have been next to John Jones, the next fighter that you will not want to be on your back with on top of his Luke Rockhold.
Yep.
His grappling is ridiculous.
He's heavy on the top.
Heavy on the top.
Really,
savvy
really good.
On the ground. Very athletic.
Yep.
Phenomenal grappler.
Yep. So he's I don't know. I say Luke Rockhold, Sean Strickland. That looks good. I agree. Okay, next we got Bellator. We're not just UFC up in this bizwitch. This is MMA real talk. So we got Bellator. AJ McKee here we go, Chris. Is AJ McKee the next biggest star in combat sports? No. I'm sure I already answered, but how do you like AJ McKee?
AJ McKee, well, he has a potential. He has potential. He needs to go to UFC and continue the momentum. He has the potential.
When is he going to the UFC?
There's no weakness in his game. When is he going to UFC?
Zero weakness.
I would say
it's 2021.
He needs to fight out his contract. Once he fight out the contract, talk will build up. Mm-hmm. So I'm not too familiar with.
Well, let's be honest. Chandler took a while to get to the UFC.
And Chandler came into the UFC off of a loss, correct? I think Pitbull.
Yeah, he did. Yep, you're right.
Came in off of a loss. So AJ McKee at the perfect time to fight. I think Bellator is going to try to cement him, and they're going to try to lock him in. into the contract,
he's
into Bellator.
Star,
he's a young star. He got the look and he's the momentum.
Yeah.
And he literally has no weakness. Not to mention, he finished fights.
Yeah.
And he finished fights and stopped.
We're in a way. You can say what you want. The UFC has a monopoly on MMA right now. The top people are in the UFC. To be one of those top people, you have to go to the UFC. Yes. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. So you can say, like, if you want to say you're the best in the world, you have to be in the UFC. So if AJ McKee wants to say he's one of the best in the world and he wants to make the money, he's probably making pretty good money in Bellator.
Yeah, he just made $1 million.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair about that. That's different though. The top people in a tournament. You know what the other people made? Zero.
Yes.
No, he didn't make anything.
He made $1,110,000 his last fight. The 110 would have been his regular fight first.
Yep.
And the $1 million was due to winning the tournament.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, the top people they're making. It's funny. Let's piggyback off that. Fighter pay, like UFC needs to do a better job with fighter pay. I feel like I don't want to be that guy. Dana's gonna start yelling at me and cancel me, but dude, the fighter pay is not where it needs to be at, especially lower tier fighters in the UFC.
It's not. There shouldn't be any fighter in the UFC making
less than
less than 100,000.
Yep.
There's fighters making 20,000.
Yeah, still
and 10,000. Come on.
Yeah.
Like after paying your coaches, your training, traveling, all of that, you're making nothing.
Yep.
Especially with those weak sponsors.
And to be the top tier, you got to think of all this stuff. Nutritionists, if you want to be, you got to get Lockhart. You got to get him on point. You got, if you want to do a good weight cut conditioning coach, you got to pay him. Your jiu-jitsu coach, your striking coach. You have to have at least 4 or 5 coaches you're paying over there. Training partners, if you're paying training partners to come in to stay with you, that's like $20,000 right there with everything.
Easy. And on top of it, they don't fight frequent enough to sustain there's multiple fighters in the UFC with second jobs.
Yeah. Well, dude, Stipe Miocic's still a firefighter over there. So I mean,
and he defended his heavyweight belt more than anybody.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. Stipe Miocic, does he deserve the immediate rematch?
Well,
he's not gonna get it.
He deserves it. I just don't like his strategy. With the Cormier fight and with the Francis Ngannou fight.
Cormier got his fight.
Yes. Like he sits and whines, and he has an entitled mentality, expecting to get it without.
But does he deserve it?
With fighting more,
does he deserve the entitlement? He kind of does.
Well, after the Cormier fight, it's substantiated for him to have the entitlement because he waited. Cormier fought again while he waited, and then Stipe got the fight, so he deserves it.
I really do think he deserves it. I do. I think he's a legit heavyweight, one of the heavyweight goats. You can't argue that. Like, who are you gonna put? Cain Velasquez, Fedor Emelianenko, possibly Junior Dos Santos up there, maybe, I guess, I don't know. And Stipe Miocic, and now you got Darren Cormier, actually.
So my question to that is, let's just say he get knocked out. Do you deserve a rematch again because of that?
No, that's 2 times in a row, dude.
Because
no one deserves 2 times in a row.
He literally got knocked out and destroyed his last fight, and it was due to a stupid mistake on his part. He thought he seen blood. He jumped in and he ran into a freaking hammer. Yeah.
So to answer your question, no. If you have 2 losses in a row, both knockouts, you don't. But just one though, he does. I think he does deserve it. I think the UFC has been playing heavyweight really weird, dude. It's just me, like the way they're treating Francis Ngannou. Like, well, this is perfect piggyback into the next card. We'll talk about that when we get up. We got UFC 265 coming up. In Houston, Texas, we got the big Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, versus Cyril Gane. Let's start bottom top. So we got Tisha Torres, Angela Hill. How do you feel?
I like Tisha Torres on a roll right now. Angela Hill needs this fight. I like the improvements. Angela Hill starting to show more takedown defense, and her striking becoming more dynamic. She always was a good striker. Yeah. She just couldn't defend a takedown.
Correct.
But she has definitely improved with her strategy and takedown defense, and I want to see her do well. I love her face-offs. Yeah. I love her costumes.
What is she gonna do?
Her costumes.
Ooh, I hope she does. I want her to get into some cosplay stuff.
Oh yeah, she lives on a cosplay.
Yeah,
so that's good.
I love it.
I love her personality.
I love it.
I love everything about Angela Hill. Tisha Torres is a young, compact fighter.
The tiny tornado, man.
Tiny tornado. Isn't that Raquel Pennington's girlfriend? Fiance also.
Maybe they're fiance. I know they were together.
But
that's a dynamic duo right there.
Yes, I'm rooting for Angela Hill on that one. I'm all about the cosplay. I'm all about her strategy and her style.
Yeah.
And I want to see her do well.
I want to see her do well too. I think she has the edge striking. Very, very limited, very close though. But if Tisha Torres keeps it on the ground, if she implements a heavy wrestling game, I think Tisha's probably going to win. So who do I want to win? I want Angela Hill.
Yep, I do. Angela
Hill. She needs to keep it on the ground. It's like you said, her takedown defense has improved quite a bit, like a lot, and that was what she was missing. Yes. So if she can keep it standing on the ground, if she can start peppering and lighting Tisha Torres on the feet, I think she can get it. I want her. I do want her.
And she's been probably the most active fighter in that division. She's misses short notice.
And she is just. I think she's super freaking like. Her personality. She has a great personality. I think she's good for the game. I hope she wins and gets that title shot.
Yes, I had there was a scare for her a few months back. She did something. She put up like a post on IG about babies. I thought she was preggo. So, but
whoa! I didn't tell her to say that.
You didn't tell her. I
didn't tell her to announce that.
Oh man, well, she's back and she's fighting this card. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm rooting for Angela Hill on that one.
Yeah, me too. So we got Michael Chiesa versus Vicente Luque. This is my fight of the night right here. I got Michael Chiesa, Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque is looking like a beast. He's going running through people. His last fight, he just knocked out Tyron Woodley.
Submitted him.
Submitted. I'm sorry. Submitted. He did
rock him.
He did rock him
and went to
so that's even better. So and then you got Michael Chiesa, who's always he's like that quiet, he doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's always right there, and he has some really good wins. So how do you feel about that one?
Chiesa is a true gamer.
He really is.
His striking improved, but his grappling is where he shines.
So he started at 155 up to 170. This is a welterweight fight. Who do you got?
And I believe it's his second welterweight fight. He's grappling is where he shines. Vicente Luque, Muay Thai is phenomenal. His striking is great.
Luque, and everything.
And he has that constant forward pressure. I think that
and he's smart.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going for Chiesa in this.
Woo! We have our first disagreement
on that fight.
I can't argue too much with that. I think if it goes on the ground, Chiesa has a huge. His grappling is phenomenal, and he's big. He's really from going 155 to 170. He's not undersized. Yeah, not even a little. So.
Not even. And the thing about Chiesa too is he got that herky jerky style. It's hard to get time. He's real weird. Yeah. So I'm going Chiesa on that fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if they knock him out.
Yeah.
But if it goes to the ground, I'm going Chiesa.
I think Luque has it. I think he has if he's just forward pressure. Chiesa, I don't think he's gonna get tired. I don't think he's gonna get him tired, but he might pepper him on the feet. I think Luque has a lot more power. So I think if the power competition, he's definitely gonna win that one. So
yes, Chiesa does have that crazy white boy style. So he gets punched and keep going. Yeah. And he has endurance. So
yeah. I don't know. Is he Mexican? What's Chiesa?
Italian.
Italiano?
Yes.
Oh, yummy. I like spaghetti. Yes. So we got Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munoz. Who do you got?
That's an interesting fight here.
Just taste it. Taste this fight.
That's an interesting fight here. Pedro Munoz has a pressure. And Aldo has shown if you can pressure him heavy with the strikes, he folds a little bit. He gets tired
after round two.
He gets tired quick. But Aldo is getting more comfortable in the bantamweight class. He has some great fights down there. Yep. And he's gonna be the bigger fighter. And if he utilizes his leg kicks,
no, we're not talking about that. How many fights has he had that he hasn't even thrown a leg kick?
He's not going to utilize his leg kicks. More, but I wonder why though.
I don't know, dude. I think it's his coaching, to be really frank.
I wonder why. Maybe he had a leg injury that he's been recovering for, and it got it got him kind of scared to throw those kicks. I don't know. Maybe. That's
speculation, by the way.
Yes, that's speculation. But the leg kicks was his sauce. He literally took people out and weakened people with those leg kicks. He needs to go back to that game. He'll be good to go.
I don't know. It's so weird. When we talked about this before, when someone has such a superpower, that was his superpower. That was him turning into the Hulk or Captain America or laser vision. Him lasering vision with the mutant. That was his superpower, and he stopped using it. It's just so weird.
And there's several fighters who have superpowers, like the Diaz brothers. Endurance is their superpower.
Correct. Connor's left hand.
Yeah. We're gonna get to Derek Lewis, his right hand.
Yeah, and his right. Yeah.
His right hand.
Yeah.
There's several fighters has these weapons that no one can do anything about, but then they stop using them.
Yep, it's so weird.
Rampage grappling back in the day.
Well, his power bombs. that was amazing. But I say I got Jose Aldo in this fight. I really do. I hope he wins. This is, I talked about it, I think, last podcast or before. He needs to fight. This is the perfect time. The stars are aligning. Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor.
Yes.
155. I think this is the time to finally do it, man. Yeah. Like, finally. If Jose Aldo has a big win, Conor McGregor comes back from his injury, how big would that pay-per-view do? It was huge. You would have all of Brazil, all of Ireland, of course all of America, have it in Vegas, watching that. Like, do it. This is the time.
I agree.
And do you hear about Jose Aldo, what he said about Conor McGregor?
Oh, what did he say?
He said, I don't want to misquote it, but he said something like, they asked him if Conor will come back. And he said, you know what? He probably will. Champions have a champion mentality. And Conor has a champion mentality. I'm like, dang, that's pretty nice. That's positive from a guy who destroyed your career. Like,
yes, he is right about that. When you taste the belt and you're a champion, you definitely want to come back.
I think Jose knows that Conor's very mentally strong. And, like, Conor has come back from almost career-ending injury before. Like, what was it, ACL or MCL? And came back and was better than ever. So,
speaking of champion mentality, I'm going to go off to this before we get to the main card. Cody Garbrandt tasted the belt a champion. Yeah. And he's still trying to taste that again. So he's going up. He's going down in weight classes.
Flyweight.
Now he's in flyweight now, trying to get that championship taste back.
Yeah.
He's working it. I don't get why. He's coming off a loss. He's trying to find that he does have the heart of that champion. That's why he keeps running.
Can I speculate?
Okay.
He's scared.
Scared?
He's scared in the bantamweight. He's scared. I'm telling you.
Who's he scared of?
He's everyone in the bantamweight division. He's not going to fight them anymore. So I don't think he can beat the top of the top in the bantamweight.
So what you're saying is, I don't think he's scared of the fighters. I think he's scared of getting knocked out because his jaw.
Maybe.
His jaw is
flyweight obviously doesn't have even close to the power.
He's going down.
I think it's funny, dude. The more we go into this, like, it used to be back in the day where welterweight, I guess welterweight / middleweight, that's when the power started to begin. Like, that was when, knockouts. And then you started going down to lightweight. Then, oh my God, they got power. Then featherweight, the Conor McGregor, they got power. It's just the power's starting to go down. Like, it's starting to go down the weight classes. So
then the John Dotson.
Yep. Dotson. Well, Dotson was a little weird in the fact his speed created most of his power. I know that sounds weird, but it's think about that. Heavyweight. They don't have a lot of speed, but they have tons of power.
Yes.
Like, speed and power are very similar, but they're different. They're not like they're different equations to calculations, I guess you could say. I'm getting a little mathematical with this, but what's velocity? Speed plus whatever is velocity. But
that is why you don't really see too many older fighters in the lighter weight classes because speed.
Yep, speed.
But as you go up the weight class, you see older fighters because
they retain their power.
Yeah, and old man strength. You retain your power the higher weight class you go up.
You have old man strength?
Oh, I have.
You a Hulk over there?
I have ancient man strength. That's what I have. I have ancient man strength. I have the power of the gods.
I have old man strength. I like that. I got dad bod strength, so that's my thing. Okay, let's go. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm ready for
the interrupted you, so I never do that. Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane. Who do you got? Take your time.
This fight right here is interesting.
It is.
Cyril Gane is very athletic and he's very active.
Yep.
And he has power. Yep. He has a kickboxing background.
Yeah, and he's a freaking athletic, young heavyweight.
If you watch the countdown, you see those techniques he was doing?
Yes.
Those trainings he was doing. It looked like he was getting ready for the NFL Combine.
He reminds me of Anthony Joshua. Like, he really does. Yeah. They kind of even look alike.
They do. They do. So. It looked like he was getting ready for the NFL Combine. That was the techniques he was doing in the training. Okay, he's very athletic, very active, has a kickboxing background. He has power.
Yep.
Derek Lewis also has power, but he's got
that superpower, man.
He also is hittable, and he has shown over the years body is the way to get to him. He pulls with body shots.
Yep.
Okay, I heard that Cyril Gane was telling his training partners, just throw a big right. Don't worry about techniques.
Yep.
Just throw your big right. Get me ready for the big right.
But pause. Hey, and Derek Lewis has been throwing knees lately. Head kicks.
Head kicks. He's been throwing a lot of things. He's been throwing a lot of things. So the way I see this fight going, it's tricky with Derrick Lewis because he always has that power, and he has shown that power transfer into later rounds.
What Derrick Lewis is going to show up?
Until later rounds. So I think that I'm gonna go with Cyril Gane in this fight.
What do you got? When, why?
Cyril Gane.
When, why, how?
Cyril Gane potentially third round. Although I've seen Derrick Lewis training for cardio, and he looks better in better shape. But I think technique and power and experience. I'm going with Cyril Gane.
I have Cyril Gane, fourth round TKO.
Fourth round TKO.
I think he's going to pepper him on the ground. I think Lewis is going to. It's either one or more. It's going to be Lewis knockout. He's going to have the crowd behind him. I mean, let's talk about the Houston crowd. His is a hometown crowd. They love him in Houston. Talk about ancient god. He's a god in Houston. He's literally, they love that dude. So I think he's going to get the crowd's energy. And now that we have fights with live crowds, let's see how that is going to affect the fighters. I feel like there's going to be some fighters. Honestly, I would be really honest. I think it's going to lead to a lot more knockouts. I think there's going to be a lot more knockouts now coming up. And I think this might be one. Derrick Lewis knockout, Cyril Gane, or it's going to be Cyril Gane round 4 TKO. That's my bet.
Also more competitive fights. The fighters feeds off the fans.
Back and forth.
They feeds off the fans cheering and stuff, so it makes for more interesting competitive fights. Yeah. I see Derrick Lewis has a chance. He has a nuclear weapon on his right. That's Semtex bomb.
Yeah, I just think Cyril Gane.
I'm going to go Cyril Gane.
Watching the countdown and watching Cyril Gane train, like you said, dude, that dude he's a genetic marvel, dude. He's very, very athletic and very strong and fast. Let's talk about that speed and power. He's got both. He got speed and power. Derrick Lewis, of course, he has the power.
Yes.
He's faster than people let on. Like, he's way more athletic. I'm not shitting on Derrick Lewis. Like, Derrick Lewis is legit, and he deserves the title shot, and he's really, really, he's good. But I think Cyril Gane has it. I really do.
I think so.
I think Cyril Gane is the faster. I wouldn't say stronger, but he's definitely the faster, better technique.
Oh, definitely.
Way better technique. So, but yeah, we are going to go into. We're going to talk about something kind of random.
Okay.
Nico is cut. What was her? What? She was the first. Not strawweight. Was it strawweight? Strawweight champion?
Yeah, strawweight champion. She won off Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter. She's missed weight how many times now?
3 times.
3 times. Her last missed weight was 8 pounds. For people not really MMA educated with weight cutting and whatnot, 8 pounds is a lot of weight. Like a lot to like miss by.
And she only fought once since she won the Ultimate Fighter.
Think about it. So weight classes are usually about 10 pounds apart. There's different. Of course, 185, 205. You have 155, 185. There's not 165. There should be. But anyways, usually about 10 pounds difference between the weight classes. 8 pounds. That's like another weight class that she's like. So.
And she only fought once since she won Ultimate Fighter, and I think it was against Juliana Pena.
Yep.
And Juliana Pena destroyed it. So since she won, she relinquished her belt due to personal reasons. What it was, and it was a weight cut issue, but it was also personal reasons. Yeah. So she got cut, and what Dana said is, we tried multiple weight classes. We tried 3 times. She couldn't make the weight. Yep. She needs to. Obviously, this job is not for her.
Yep. I think. Let me put my my manager hat on.
I call it future endeavor. That's what
I would sit her down. I'll get personal with her. I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna act. We're gonna have a little role play. I'm gonna be her manager. Nico, do you want to be an MMA fighter? That's what I would say. Yes or no? Yes, you want to be an MMA fighter? Okay, let's go to bare knuckle. Let's go to Bellator. Let's go to PFL. Let's go somewhere low where you can actually have lower competition, but we're gonna train hard. We're gonna train like we're fighting for a championship fight every single fight. We're gonna have 2, 3, 4 fights. If you get a good little winning streak, then we'll talk to the UFC again. We can continue in the UFC. Now, if she said no, obviously you're done. If you don't want to be an MMA fighter, don't be an MMA fighter. But if you do, let's start lower. Let's get to a good because obviously it's the weight cutting. It's the weight cutting is the big thing. I'm sure she wants to fight per se, like fight, but you got to have the mentality, like.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Fighting is not the issue. Is she can't even get to the fight because of her weight.
Exactly.
Because of her weight, is it?
But that's a mentality thing.
Is it? And it could be a lot of different things. It could be laziness. It can be injury. It can be a lot of things. But the problem is this happened 3 times.
Yeah.
And
once is too many.
Yeah, once is too many. It happened 3 times, and she only fought once. And it was a big deal about her winning Ultimate Fighter because it was a championship crown out of the Ultimate Fighter, and she only fought once, and she got dominated. So
she needs to sit down with family and friends or management. Is this what you want to do? That's the big question. Take some time to think about that, though. Like, this is MMA fighters. We always, like, poo-poo, like, not even poo-poo, but we always look at, like, professional athletes. Like, that's so easy. Oh, my God, they're getting paid millions to play a game or whatnot. We don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that go literally every single day. Yes. Especially MMA fighter, dude. Yes. You have to fight every day, man.
And it's easy for someone who watching to say that.
Yeah.
To make it to that level of anything, there's a very small percentage of people that do that.
Well, let's go back to mentality.
Yeah,
not a lot of people have that mentality.
Not a lot of people have that mentality. And we talked about this a lot of times. We talked about this yesterday. When people talk about these guys getting paid millions and millions, it's their peers. It's the average income for what their profession is. It'd be different. Like, if I'm working my job and someone doing less than me getting paid less, or getting paid more, I'm going to have an issue with that because I'm doing more work and we're the same job. So I'm going to talk to my boss. That's what they do. Only difference is theirs highlighted because they're for entertainment. They make millions. But think about what they generate, these guys. For the person in the back, their boss, they generate, like if they're making $10 million, they're generating $50, $60 million for their company.
Yeah, and that's where the Paul brothers are like, wait a second. Like,
and that's just one player.
Hey, I'm getting you $100 million, and I'm only getting paid $5 million.
And that's just one player. That's just one player. And it's easy for us to say, they're complaining. No, they're not complaining. They're negotiating.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. Negotiating. I like that. But Nico, hey, I pray for you. Please. I mean, I hope you come back stronger and better. But really think about that.
Yes.
Okay, next, let's rattle off some. Dude, MMA is the most. You go. There's weeks, like literally weeks where there's nothing. Like there's nothing.
Yes.
This isn't one of those weeks. We got tons of stuff. We got Holloway Rodriguez coming up.
Yes.
I love that fight. I love it.
Big fight announcement.
I love it, man.
Came up.
Holloway Rodriguez. How do you feel about that one?
Oh man, that fight's been teased around for a while.
Oh, I love it. It makes me all tingly.
Oh, it makes me tingly. Hey, do you need to go get a?
I might need at least 30 seconds.
At least 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? The best 30 seconds of his life. Okay, there's a lot of big fights just been announced recently the past couple of days, and one of those fights, Holloway Rodriguez.
Oh, give it to me.
This fight's been teased around. I love Holloway. I love his mentality. I love his aggression. I love everything
Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez, I love this Mr. 360 to me.
Mr.
He's always doing spinning kicks, spinning techniques. This is going to be an exciting fight.
This is going to be an exciting
fight. I'm in a household full of people from Hawaii, so I'm going with Holloway in that one. Although this will be a very exciting fight.
So let's bring it down to the level. Holloway, his boxing, honestly, his full. There was something clicked when he lost to who did he lose to? Who was his loss? It was Dustin Poirier. When he lost to Poirier, something. It was weird. He was a little off. Like, and he talked about that. I think he was battling depression or anxiety or something. He was battling something. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But now this Max Holloway, this 2.0, he's a fucking killer. He is tough. He's bigger, stronger. His mentality, I think he's a different person, and I love it.
I think the reason why he really lost to Poirier was weight. He went up to 155. You can tell the punches that Poirier was throwing was from power.
Poirier didn't take him out. That went to decision.
Poirier did not take him out. And Holloway started on the 4th or 5th round, started coming into his groove. But it was the power and size was the issue. But once Holloway went back down in his regular weight class, he was old Holloway, actually a better version of Holloway.
2.0, man.
When he went back down his weight class, I think that's where he needs to stay.
He's got those great wins over Jose Aldo. I mean, dominant wins, great wins. I like Holloway in this fight, but god dang Rodriguez. I want a 360 tornado kick to the head. Right?
Yes, I want to see all you can on him.
I know.
That's
go Eddie Gordo on him.
Rodriguez, yes, go Eddie Gordo.
Oh, BT Dubs, hey, any Tekken fans? Any Tekken fans in the house? We were having some Tekken tournaments. Tekken Tag, is that what it's called? Tekken Tag. Woo! Great game.
Great game.
Forgot
I was sweating playing.
We were literally. It was back and forth. He would win around. I would win around. I'd win all of them. He'd win all of them.
Match. Oh,
it was great.
It was amazing. So with Rodriguez, speaking of video games, Rodriguez is like that
video game
character. It's like you know when you're a little kid and you watch these kicks and stuff on TV and you try to imitate those. He does those in real fights.
Yeah, and he lands them. Yeah, and he knocks people out. His Korean Zombie, when he knocked Korean Zombie out the last second of the fifth round.
Yes.
What is going?
Up elbow.
Yeah, with an elbow.
I've never seen before in my life.
Oh, it was great.
And
I'm so excited.
And obviously, Korean Zombie never seen it either.
You saw it once. You saw it once, and that was enough.
That was enough.
Yeah. So we got Islam versus Dos Anjos coming up.
Yes, that's the next fight.
Another great fight.
Yes, a lot of trash talking over social media about that fight. Dos Anjos been won that fight. Islam finally willing to take that fight, and Islam is on a roll. He's Khabib's boy. He showed dominance.
He had a great win. I mean, pretty recently. I mean, that's Khabib. That's the new. The new Khabib, but that's what he is. He's the new Khabib.
And to me, this is Islam's chance to get himself in that next level, next tier, and be in championship conversations.
He beats Dos Anjos. He's going probably either for the title or number one contender.
Dos Anjos not an easy out.
No,
his striking and his grappling is extremely top notch and endurance.
I mean, him versus Colby Covington, that was a great fight, man. And yes, he lost, but
I'm intrigued by Islam. Islam is a young up and coming fighter. Who do you got winning that fight?
That's a toughie. I got Islam. I'm sorry. I think this is his time. I really do think he's going to train hard. Dos Anjos. I think it might be a decision, actually. I think it's going to be back and forth, but I think I got Islam in it.
See, I got a feeling Dos Anjos is going to pull this out.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I got a feeling because I don't see where Islam's going to go at him at. Dos Anjos is going to, this time, he's like a third degree BJJ black belt, third degree.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to train heavily on his back off this fight and go back to his jiu-jitsu roots.
Is this at 170? Or 155?
It's at 170.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 170.
Okay, so if it's at 170, I think I got Dos Anjos. But if it's at 155, which that's where Islam wants to get the championship, right?
Yes.
155?
Hold on a second. I'm not sure exactly.
We'll double check that. But if it's at 155, I got Islam. But 170, I think Dos Anjos. And Dos Anjos has been fighting at 170.
Yes, he has been.
So
he has been.
It's going to be a great fight. So, and then we got a big, this might be fight of the year right here. Chandler versus Gaethje. Woo! This is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for Gaethje to fight anyone, really. But
yes.
Great fight.
Yes.
Who are the matchmakers? They're doing some good stuff.
They're killing. Doing their freaking job.
I know, about time.
Yeah. If I'm doing that job, who do you have winning that fight?
Oh, God, man. It's like asking to pick a child right there. I don't know, man. Like, I love both those fighters. Gaethje coming off, both of them coming off losses, but to tough guys. You got Chandler is really new to the game, kind of. He has one spectacular win, one spectacular loss to the champion,
very spectacular,
Charles Oliveira, and then you got Gaethje losing recently to Khabib. I don't know. I got you know who I have?
The fans.
The fans are winning. Yeah, the fans won on that fight. Anyone get a coin? Like that's not just flip it, man. Like I'm excited for that fight.
Oh, that's gonna be a good fight.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good, dude. Who do you got?
Well, I know Chandler he's a faster fighter, athletic fighter.
You know what? You asked me a question. I gotta answer it.
Yes.
I have Gaethje.
Get off the fence.
I got Gaethje. Round 5 TKO.
TKO round 5?
Round 5 TKO.
Do you think he's gonna wear Chandler down?
He's gonna wear Chandler down. He's gonna leg kick he's gonna hopefully Jose Aldo him, old Jose Aldo him, leg kick the pants off of him.
Yes.
And then finally he's gonna wear him down just like he did Tony Ferguson. He's gonna TKO round 5. Dude, and I love Chandler. Chandler could win that fight easy. Like it could be just flip of a coin, but I got Gaethje round 5 TKO.
Yes, I think with Trevor Whitman, he's going to prepare Gaethje enough for that overhand right.
Yep. And what about the wrestling?
And that's the issue.
Yep.
That's the issue because Gaethje showed me when he fought Khabib that he was scared to wrestle. He was scared to center.
Excuse me?
He didn't embrace it.
He was scared to wrestle?
He was scared to wrestle. He didn't embrace the grind. He was trying to run away from it.
Isn't he a Division I NCAA wrestler?
And yes, he is.
Like,
and the problem,
what?
And the problem is he has fought MMA longer than he wrestled before, and I haven't seen him implement any wrestling really since his very early days in MMA.
With Eddie Alvarez.
Since his very early days. So I think Gaethje is probably going to have something to prove, and I think he's going to embrace the grind with his wrestling. But I think his striking, his activity, he's a more active fighter, active striker than Chandler. And leg kicks will be.
So I give a lot of ifs and thens, if then statements. If Gaethje keeps it standing, and Chandler doesn't wrestle with him and keeps it standing, then Gaethje's gonna win. I think he's gonna get that TKO 5th round. But if Chandler does wrestle and implements the wrestling and actually succeeds in it and it actually has some positive stuff, I think Chandler could win this fight in a decision.
He could.
So he could. So if this happens, then that's gonna happen. So
yes.
Who do you got?
Yes. So I'm gonna go with Chandler on this one.
Chandler? Okay.
I'm gonna go with Chandler. I'm gonna go with Chandler submission.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Chandler submission because I don't see Chandler knocking him out. He's a freaking zombie.
Yeah.
So Chandler submission.
And I mean,
third round.
Gaethje just lost to a submission too recently.
Third round.
What do you think? Rear naked? He's a wrestler, so get his back.
Yes, I haven't seen Chandler grappling much, but RNC is a good one.
Yeah, I don't see a Kimura. I don't see any like a triangle or anything.
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
too short and stubby.
Yeah, I see. If anything, it's gonna be a rear naked choke. But okay, I like that. What round did you say?
I say third round.
Third round. Okay, I like that. Okay, now we got Costa. We got Mr. What was it? Hair plug man.
Yeah, Mr. Hair plug
Mr.
Man.
Costa
That
versus Marvin Vettori. Mr. Lasagna. It's Italiano.
Yes.
Hey, I gotta work on my stand. I gotta work on my comedy, man.
Yeah, we need to work on it. I'm
getting pretty bad.
After this, I'm gonna have Marie show you some Italian.
Some
Italian language here.
Italiano.
So we got Paulo Costa. This fight has the potential to be fireworks galore. Costa's gonna come forward.
Yep.
Vettori's gonna come forward.
Yep.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. There's got two. You got an immovable object and then what's the thing? Unbreakable wall or something. Yes. I don't know what you want to say. And bam, they're gonna come together in the middle. Who do you got?
It's kind of like two bodybuilders going.
I know, dude. They're juiced up. They gotta be juiced up. At least Costa. I don't know about Marvin, but
Costa.
You got that Italian stallion.
Okay, both of these fighters have a lot to prove. Vettori got humbled galore.
Let's pause it.
Costa.
Again, back to the matchmaking. Perfect matchmaking. Perfect. Both of them coming off a loss to Israel Adesanya. Both of them just beasts of human beings.
Yes.
That fireworks whenever they fight someone. You got Costa coming off that amazing fight with Yoel Romero. That was dude. They were head kicking each other. They were literally just like putting their chin out there and just hitting each other as hard as they could.
Yes.
And then you got Marvin Vettori with a great win over. Who was his win before Israel lost?
His win before.
He was wrestling.
It was the black guy that talks a lot of trash. What was his name?
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's from California.
Anyways, he had a great win over him. Then yes, he lost to Israel Adesanya, but dude, Marvin comes to fight too.
Yes, Marvin comes to fight too.
Woo! Good job matchmaking.
Great matchmaking, and both of them really have something to prove because both of them talk heavy trash.
Yeah,
before,
especially Costa.
So this is a rebound fight. Both of them. So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Costa.
Where's the coin? That's what I.
Most
of these fights are flipped.
That's
what I love about the matchmaking. That's what you want, a fight flip of a coin. You don't want someone who's super dumb, who's gonna like Amanda Nunes versus Pena. I'm sorry, that's not a flip of a coin fight. That's not even close. You want a flip of a coin fights. This is one of them. The last three we talked about. Really, I follow. I mean, we're the real MMA bros. We know our MMA.
Yes.
Yes. Not to toot our own horn.
Yeah, so we know a little.
But I don't know. These fights could go any way. I'm not. If someone says they know these fights are gonna happen, they're lying. They're liars. So.
I agree. So I'm going with Costa on that one.
Yep.
I'm going with Costa TKO second round.
Yep, same. I got Costa TKO second round, actually. Second or third. I think it's going to be fireworks. It might be
the
round
pressure.
one.
He's a better dynamic striker in the pressure.
It might be round one. It's going to be... they're going to... if they meet in the middle and if they fight like we know they want to fight, dude, anyone's game, anyone's. Okay, now we got all those great MMA freaking fights. Let's go to something a little bit more. I don't know. Is this funny or serious?
Well,
I don't even know.
It's only funny because BJ Penn has shown.
Okay, he's alive, so it's funny. But if he would have died,
he's alive. It's funny. It's funny with BJ Penn because over the years he has shown that he's a douchebag and an a-hole.
So okay, here we go. What happened to BJPenn.com? What happened to him?
Okay, BJ Penn got sucked in wave. It was let's see. It was sort of like a machine. Like it was sort of a machine like a it was like a manufactured type of wave machine that sucked him in. And
he said he felt like he was in the movie Saw.
Yes, because
I don't know how has that ever happened where Saw sucked someone in a wave machine.
I don't know. Well, obviously
that's a weird game. You want to play a game?
well, obviously, he figured it out and he made it out. So he was sucked in a wave pool engine room.
Wave pool engine room.
A wave pool.
So the pictures, if you haven't seen the pictures, he actually got pretty effed up. Like his face, he got scratched, his back, like. Hey, we're joking around, like he's alive and he's fine, so it's good, but I'm glad he's fine. Like BJ Penn's a legend of the sport.
Yes, he is.
He's in some of the most exciting fights in the
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, like good, he's okay, but he needs to like, hey, calm down, PJ. Like hey, maybe sue the water park. Like what's going on with
BJ Penn? One of those guys who are addicted to attention, no matter which way.
BJPenn.com.
What way he gets it,
So we're glad BJ's alive and doing well. Maybe take a break, BJ. I don't know what's going on with you. Yes. And hey, we're the Real MMA Bros, right?
Yes.
/ Paul Bros news.
Yes,
we got it. Apparently, every episode we've talked about either the Diaz brothers or the Paul brothers. So
yes.
Maybe we should. Our new thing should be the MMA Bro brothers.
The combat sports bros.
The combat sports bros. We only talk about brothers in this podcast.
Yes, bros.
But we got some Paul brother news. So I'll let you take it over. Apparently, I'll just preface with this. Someone wants an exhibition match right here.
Yes. Okay, Anderson Silva's management says the main holdup with the fight is the Logan Paul wants to fight on the exhibition rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Anderson Silva can't want to fight on official boxing rules.
Yep.
They want it on the record. They want the win to count. They want it.
How do you feel about that? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong?
Okay. To me, exhibition or pro, the money's real.
Exactly.
The people are gonna pay for it no matter what. The money's real.
Yep.
Unless Anderson Silva is what they call long in the tooth now. He's an older fighter.
Yeah.
So it's not like if it went official, it's gonna catapult him into this.
What do you think would be the opposite? What do you think the Paul would want it to count?
Yes.
And then Anderson wouldn't.
I agree.
He's
a younger guy that's trying to go pro, and his brother has fallen pro. So you would think he would want to be pro.
Fight. Yeah.
And Silva wanted to be exhibition because Silva's old. And the thing about it is, it's not like Silva's gonna if they make this fight an official fight and Silva wins, it's not like he's gonna have a 5-10 year pro boxing career. He's old.
Yeah.
He's older. So
and then Paul is like the opposite. He's trying to have a career on it. Let's say he loses. He's 0-1. Okay, whatever. Like you're still a Paul. You're still gonna fight whoever you want to fight. If it's a win, they're 1-0. Like that looks really good. You're undefeated.
Yes, you're undefeated. So to me, the only issue I have with it is being held up because of this. Yeah. This fight should have been signed because both of them are gonna make multiple $1 million off of this fight.
Paul could fight like a broomstick in there and still make millions of dollars.
Yeah,
Anderson Silva could fight a broomstick in there and still make
millions. People will watch.
It's all about getting the butts in the seats.
I agree.
So get those butts in the seats, man. Okay. Anything else? We got any? Dude, we must be at 8 hours because we're so much MMA news. I love it.
As a matter of fact, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Chad Mendez unretired and he's going to fight in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, well.
That should be, how do you feel about that?
First of all, him retiring at first was awkward because he's a young fighter.
Well, let's talk.
Very young.
It's the drugs. It was, obviously he was taking PEDs. He got caught for it. He stopped. You think he's still taking PEDs or he's done?
There's a good chance. If he's retired, why not? If he's retired, why not? There's nothing restricting him from doing it now.
Correct.
And we know those Alpha Male / California boys love all about their appearance. he want to have that beach body, you know.
Yeah,
So I think he's
blame
still doing it. So and now we're gonna find out when he fights his first bare knuckle when we can't even see his chin because his trap's so big. And so
he's like Alistair
see.
Overeem in his
Yes.
prime. Remember,
Yes.
you could strain a movie on his back.
Yes, yes. So he's coming back. I'm happy to see him back. He has a ridiculous speed in his hands.
His wrestling is top notch.
My only problem with
but
that fight is
it's bare knuckles.
It's bare knuckles.
So he's not gonna.
So my only problem with that fight is who they gonna find short enough to fight him. He's gonna fight in the little person league, the bare knuckle little person league.
They'll find someone. What did Conor McGregor say? He said, "You're a midget."
Yes. So he's gonna fight in the wheelchair league, but he's gonna be standing up.
Yeah. So I got good for him. I'm glad he's back. It's kind of weird the bare knuckle.
It is.
You think he'd go to Bellator or something?
You would think.
But whatever. Good for him, dude.
That lets you know. That make you think. He's not off the juice because if he could go to Bellator or whatever, but there's drug testing there and all those things, so that let me know that he's clean. No, he's not. Clean. He's going to bare knuckle.
You're right. He's not clean.
He's not clean.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
you start saying allegedly.
He's gonna pull a Vettori.
Everything we say, we should have a disclaimer at the thing. Hey, dude, we're not journalists. We're not anything. We're like two real MMA bros. Yeah, saying random stuff. So yes. All this is allegedly all the news, but I think that's it. You got anything else, Chris?
I don't have anything else. Wait a minute.
That was a lot of MMA. That was awesome. I love it I love these fight announcements. Brother, I love everything.
It's good. It's good doing a pod looking at you, man. It's good.
Yeah.
We're not a cross country.
Like we said, we're not
feed off each
looking
other.
at the camera. Yeah.
It's great. Hey.
Yeah, I'm enjoying my time up in Arizona. Chris is letting me stay over in his beautiful house. I love it.
Yes, you need to come often. You need to move for me. Come over. We got a room for you.
Yeah, I'll live in your basement, dude. Yeah, that's it. Just keep me in the basement, and whenever we have to do the podcast, I
just
can
come on. Oh, you can share the garage.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. But this is the Real MMA Bros. Again, we always say this. I feel like, again, I don't mind saying it. Like and subscribe. You don't have to like and subscribe. Good for the algorithm. But if you guys have any other questions, anything you want us to discuss, send over to our email, therealmmabros@gmail.com.
Or comment on the post.
Comment. We love
a negative or positive comment. It's all for the better.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's all good.
You can, like I keep saying, troll, positive, negative.
I'm fine with that.
Either or. But we love you. We love our community. We love MMA. Yes. We love sports.
Yes.
So let's keep this going. Okay.
All right.
That's it. Anything?
That's it.
Nope. Okay. Peace. Signing out. Real MMA Bros.